Alright, good morning. Let's check out, welcome to the live stream. Now Aussie CAD pushing up big already. Retracement looks like. I think all the, so nothing serious, but keep that in mind. It's not in any areas that we would like to get trades or anything at, so just gotta watch it. This winds down the second half of the month here. So Aussie CAD kind of pretty bullish today, but to trade from it. Aussie Swiss pushing back in the main area that it broke, retesting it with a big bullish candle. See how that. I am in this trade, but might actually break in. I was up quite a bit, pushing back, so just get out at break even and short it again, especially break and holds area. So if this candle closes below this zone, it might, we will still remain short. Well, we'll have to see. Aussie yen, this is interesting. So the yen pairs, I don't know if it's just the Aussie yen or if it's all the yen pairs switching up. There's obvious area of pricing right now, so we'll see how that fares out towards the rest of the day. The price came down here a lot of rejection. It's actually higher highs, higher lows, so the bullish momentum might be coming back. Looking at it this way, so that is something to watch. Might be buying Aussie yen and then maybe all the yen pairs earlier than I thought. I thought it would be probably next month. I'd be buying them sooner, so we will wait for that. We have to wait and breaks this area. If this candle closes full like this, good sign it will, but to wait. Aussie Kiwi breaking up again this line here. Let's see roughly. This doesn't really know what it wants to do. Like I said, Aussie Kiwi ranges quite a bit. That's kind of all it does. It's a trend, so just kind of buy and sell it off of resistance zones like you do everything else. But we'll see what it does when it gets to this where it were before. As of right now, there's nothing. This candle is pretty bullish, engulfing. It's engulfing this candle right now, so I have to wait for that one as well. Lots of strength in the Aussie, even Aussie dollar back up, headed towards this 69 level. We will see it closes. No trades. I'll just have to wait. Oh, this is perfect. What I want to talk about this ASX 200 index here. You can see this massive bullish kill today. Come into this zone, completely get rejected. Granted, there is 9 hours left to close. Even yesterday, it hit this area, rejected it as well. So this is a good sign. You can see here rejection, all this previous area that it won't sell from. So this was just a basic trade idea I had today. Obviously, is a very aggressive stop. I don't usually use stops to begin with. I just put the charts here that you guys can see. If you were to put a stop in, kind of where you put it. Obviously, you would probably put the stop out of this, but based on yesterday, if you wanted, you could have and stopped up. But I would, and again, I would have waited until I wouldn't even have played until there was significant bearish momentum into the market. This huge rejection is not enough yet. I need a big bearish candle to a big gray candle. That so it probably wouldn't be tomorrow. If you like to end the week, that would be a great sign, and then next week I would get at trades. But it is setting up really nice. I'm going to keep this marked. This is excellent. Make a lot of money off this if just wait it out. We will wait for a bearish engulfing candle with probably tomorrow. Today to close like this, tomorrow to be a bearish engulfing candle, and then that'll be an excellent trade. CAD Swiss, so price coming back up slowly but surely. Probably has zone that I marked out. CAD stronger across the board, and this seems to be perfectly just probably steady. If you wanted to get in on something here, you probably could. Would find an area of, you could go off of one of these candles. If you wanted to get in on this now, you could. You can see the bullish momentum coming in. It had all its rejection at this base area. You can see the bulls have re-entered the market, so like this is a good time to enter now. And then you just want to set your stop. If you were to set a stop, you want to set it lows. There's a chance that price retests, more retest was, but if you keep the stop below these previous candles lows, there's a better chance stopped up. And you still get a decent R, like you get a 3R right now, 3 take it now, or wait for it to come back to a whole level, or yeah, whatever really makes sense in your trading strategy. Philosophies of trading, but thing that I would take if I didn't have a bunch of other trades open. CAD yen, so these yen pairs pushing back up. Yesterday was a big day back up. Still bullish. Yeah, don't see much with. I think it's just going to trickle up to this zone here, and then go from there. So not really much to do with this pair. A little bit, but it did find sitting back up. So that's good. This yen I'm currently in, so it's going back a bit today. Just got to support and higher. I hope like that. This zone find its area of support before it wants to head higher. Touch this area again, break it, head higher, go towards it monthly for 5. That's what I'm hoping for. Yesterday was very bullish. There's a ton of bullish movement. Today it's pulling back, but it's very, as of right now, it's a significant candle. So just going to, yeah, maybe it might add to this position actually tomorrow. Might add to it on Monday. So we'll see. But this yen, the dollar index, the dollar is getting stronger again and pulling back today a little bit after yesterday's bullish day, and now upwards again. So stronger, still weak obviously, so it is bearish. I do think it's found its bottom for the month. Go back up to area distance, maybe a little bit below, but I do think a bit higher. I do think of this, the bottom of this area, I do think it'll come up, and it'll probably take all the way up. It's Euro 50 index, so I'm actually in this tree as well. Let's take time. I took it off here, so it is good, but it's wicking hard. It's kind of found, it's clearly on this 4 hour here, rejection. Ideally it's going to break it, just to win. So hopefully this breaks this soon, heads lower, just like the other indexes. That's what I'm waiting for this to do. Is if price does come, if you want to get in now you could. If price your stop at least above this handle, this zone, it's not going to give you the best R ratio, but could even take it if to here. You could take it for a little bit better one. I do believe it is a short. It's just a price you can get. If it pulls up more and you can get a price, great. If you ever get in now, you can always get in now and get in again later. It's totally up to you. It's a great short, great area. If price comes back up, if price breaks this area, it should head down dramatically back to this here. Okay, this thing. So Euro Aussie. I was watching this yesterday. I could see it touching this zone. It was in this zone. Now you got this huge bearish back. It's awesome. So I do think around. I do think that the high of a month, and I do think down. So as far as the trade set, I'll probably go off this. Price retest this area. Probably won't do it today, but tomorrow. If it does decide to then you keep your stop out of this zone. Enter this trade at the target entire month. The Euro Aussie moves, it starts moving. You could even get on it now, just do set stops where you want to put, but the bullish or the bearish move out of this mass, and see this candle totally engulfed yesterday in this. So price rejection huge or just previous. So yeah, I do think this is an excellent. Now later, if it decides to pull back and retrace it all, you can get a better price. This supply area here, like this, your stop a little bit, a 4 hour, get a better entry, something like that. Do that. Euro Aussie, Euro CAD, trickling its way back down. I love when pairs move accordingly, and I don't like big moves. Like sometimes I do, obviously volatility is gonna make money, but I like when things are just this zone, nice doji candle, bearish engulfing candle, consistent downs. We'll probably come down right to this zone here. So I don't really see, I mean, you're welcome to short it if you want. I don't see a really great entry or anything. So I'm not gonna touch it, but I'm gonna watch it and maybe consider buying it once it gets to a significant down here and finds some resistance. Moving average catches up. We'll see how it correlates with the other CAD pairs and maybe look for a buy, but no. Euro Swiss pulling up a little bit today. Struggling with this zone here. I do want it to head lower, and I do think it will. The pullback day, if it closes though, it's back down and sells off, but no real trades on the Swiss. I'll let that keep down. Euro pound absolutely the roof, headed to this zone here and this setup. So I'll have to wait for price here. You can move these accordingly. Depending on, this might be a short to month. So at your 80 level, this price likes numbers. The way, so Euro pound is about to that 84. So that's your 250. If it decides that it wants, once it hits, to sell off and target its full monthly, that's where it's headed to. We'll see if it has to do that, but I'm going to wait till here and touches it again before placing it set up. I like to let pair, I'm impatient the price. I like to let pairs set up and just like take extra time. I think if you can be more always give yourself a little bit more. So if the entry's good right now, odds are there's a better entry. That's not always perfect, but I would like to just wait. Let's say this candle comes in, hits this zone. Tomorrow is another candle. It's in, it wicks out a little bit. That's perfect. And then Monday I would just watch it, and if I can see the bearish one, then I will jump in instead of like taking the trade right now and anticipating that price hit this area, rejects it. I mean, you're sitting in a trade. I mean, I wouldn't hold the weekend, but let's hold the trade over the weekend. Then like you're in a position for 4 days before you even in it. Whereas like I can wait for price to this area, reject a print day, really weak candle tomorrow. On Monday or Tuesday, see a lot of bearish momentum, this big bearish engulfing gray candle, and then you enter the trade. You target all this instead of entering this 4 days early and just sitting stressing. You literally just wait a bit. Just lines up perfect. You can ride the correct momentum in your favor. That's euro pound. I'm actually going to as well and just see what it does. Okay, so euro yen. Not much. Hey, I don't think it's at all. It's going to this upper area here. It's gonna have to break. It did find this lower area here, so I don't really know what to do because that we will not touch. Euro Kiwi, same as euro US or euro Aussie. Rejected the zone, rejected the candle here. So I do think this is pulling down. I think you could get in now and find a better in the 4 hour. Kind of is, but see, I like Wicks. Tell it better in the 4 hour. You could get in this, obviously, right at this zone. 4R, your zone, your stop is outside of them. Even if you wanted to be really great, could have set it like there, even right at the handle, right above this supply camp. So, yeah, that's Euro Kiwi. You could get in it now. I do think to head down. Obviously, you got to watch for this zone with a break, but I think it will. See if this moving average catches up at all. I think the full monthly range, so do 600 pips downwards. So now if you wait, if you can get a better price, like right here kind of thing, and there, just depends on what you feel is best for you. Euro dollar, okay, so yeah, this is great. It's very bullish, higher highs, hit its full, this is its full monthly range, 400 pips, started wicking in this zone, bearish candle out of this, retesting a little bit to pulling back, so pretty good setup, especially with the dollar getting stronger, like I talked about earlier. It is retracing, so it's coming back up. Push euro USD down. What I'm doing is a nice trend line for you. See price pushing up is good, rejecting, so it's I call it price checking. Before, I think it's very healthy for pairs to do this. So before heading down, back up, make sure like nobody wants to buy this. Okay, we're going back down. It's I kind of look at it as like yeah. So in this area wants to come down. You got the bearish engulfing 4 hour candle. You got this 4 hour candle here. It's pretty weak. Got an hour left to close, and then probably New York opening soon. This will head back down. Okay, moving out. Oh wow, pound Aussie, massive 270. Totally crushed this zone. This is what I was hoping. Look at it, mark this out all perfect. So yeah, absolutely crushed. So now you're welcome to get on it now. Obviously there is bearish momentum, and we can target this full monthly low, which is 800. You can target this, jump on it now. You could, obviously the price comes back up. That's this area here, so at least here might retest, so it might come up to the 190 level, so it'd still come back up 100 pips. So personally I wouldn't get on it now, but obviously it is very bearish and heading down to the 186 level. So if you want to get on now and then get in at like 189, get in at 190 kind of thing, and as it keeps going back up and rejecting more, that's what I do. But there's a good chance it comes back up. I'm actually going to watch this. I'm set in here. If price can I do get in on that? Wow, pound Aussie pretty good. So the pound pairs are weakening. Good to know. Pound CAD, this is interesting. So we seen this yesterday. Again, just like the Euro CAD, moving very consistent, which I like. Came up to this area, rejection, rejection, nice bearish engulfing candle, and then I guess another bearish candle. And then this big one that came, touched the 618 zone, got rejected. Now you see this one touching, or completely through the 618 level. We'll see, there's a good chance this candle pulls back a little bit, and price may have found its area of support, but who knows? I mean, if price continues down and blows through this zone, and then if it blows through this zone, then comes back up, retests it, and then starts rejecting, I would say there's a good chance that pound CAD's going bearish, and by then this moving average will probably catch up. Well, it's pretty slow actually, be closer. So big area of significance here, so just have to see. As far as a weekly goes, is very this is a good sign that the changing's done. So we still have 1 day and 9 hours to close, but if it closed right now, you can see it's very bearish engulfing. It was at this previous area of structural resistance. So I mean, if price was to completely turn around trend wise, now's the time. So we'll watch this. This candle is very bearish, very full. Doesn't look like there's much, if any, bullish momentum in the market for pound CAD. So I think that's just Pound Swiss. I am in this trade, doing very well. It's hitting this zone that I marked out. Obviously it doesn't want to go any lower, it seems. It's rejecting a bit. I do think into it more. The 110.5 level that I have marked here is the full monthly range, so I do want it to into that a bit more because it moves on average about 400 pips and it's at throw. There is a tiny bit more range left in it, so I'm going to hold it. Like today, it's still, we know that all the pound pairs are bearish, it seems anyways, so we have that favoring us. This candle is still bearish, so the momentum's still there. It's not like it's going up dramatically like that. A little bit of rejection, but now, so there's about an hour left for that to close, so I do think there's enough bearish momentum in this pair to push down, hit this 10.5 level to mark. I'll add an alert because as soon as price hit this, I'm probably, because I feel like that's really fair. Pound yen pushing down. I think I don't know if we looked at some of the other yen pairs and they were pushing up, but I think the pound itself is losing its strength, so I think this is a good short, to be honest. Obviously it would have been if we got in up here, but that would have been a little more risky. Pound yen does trend very well up and down, so I think if price breaks this area, which it will, head lower. I think the pound itself is losing so much strength, and I don't think there's enough positive or enough bullish momentum in the other yen pairs to push this up. This is a safe bet to short down, but again, I mean, your counter trend trading, and yen is still very much bullish overall. Moving average on here, so again, your counter trend trading, so there is that risk, but I do believe for the month this is a good short to take. Oh, and pound kiwi, so very excited for this pair too. So obviously it's touching this zone 4th time. I do think it'll push through this zone. When, I don't know, but this is, yeah, I talked about this a few days ago. You can see all this weekly rejection. This is where price, the trend, this is where pound kiwi most likely bearish, so because it's at such a significant resistance and clearly has not been able to break it, obviously we have to wait for it to break this zone. Hit 4 times. The more times price hit, the more likely it is to not respect it. It's hit this area 4 times now. Bearish momentum going into it, so there's a good chance, you know. And then the pound on every other pair is weaker. I do short rejection, but did cross over this 4-hour moving average. Another good sign, so it just depends on when you want to get in on this. You could wait for it to break this before you start shorting it. Now, I mean, it's about as massive. There's a chance that, like, it's only been 2 days now. Today's the 2nd day, obviously still 9 hours to close, but within the first half of that, price is all the way down here. Whoa, yawning. So yeah, there's a good chance that price is already way down here by mid next week, and this pair move on average. It's already moved 100. Moves quick. Pound USD retracement heading down into this zone, so it did its full monthly range, just retracing, very, very healthy. Although remember, the dollar is gaining strength, the pound itself is losing strength, so we do have to watch this continue. If it would be worth a buy, price hits the zone, starts entering the market, re-entering the market, then it would be a good buy, but we do have to watch it until, and I want to make sure that there's significant at this area. There's not, this breaks lower and lower and lower because of the dollar getting stronger and the pound losing its strength and just slipping a bit. But as far as a retracement, would have gotten up here on its full, after it completed its full monthly range. If you retrace it, I mean, there wasn't a ton of good entry signs up here either, so to me there wasn't actually trade, but just under market. As soon as it would hit, I call it fade. So you basically bet, this is sometimes really backfire. You basically bet that the pair is going to run out of strength just based on previous momentum. So if it usually moves 400 pips in a month, as soon as it hits that 400 pips, then you know it's going to lose a range. You know there's a very good chance that you do another 400 pips. So, and then if you see signs of it losing strength, you see price structure like this. If you look at this bullish leg here, at this section, they're vastly different. You can see this resistance setting up here, so you definitely could have taken off of this, just that the price is like changed out. So that is pound. The good old NAS. I'm waiting for this to crash, but it does not appear to be. I have to keep waiting, but to be setting up a little bit of a area of resistance and hammer candle here. So you also have numbers here, 8. I just like to do 9. So price is rejecting the 15.9 level, so we will watch that. It's moved about 1,000 pips. It's about 14. So I don't know. Done its monthly range. It's not quite at upper. However, I've noticed that with a lot of pairs, price doesn't always make it up. Like, so like this is a So if this is your previous resistance, usually price will way up. It'll make close, but it won't. I do think that based on the rest of this bullish one that NAS 100 still has, I do think it'll head higher. I don't want it to, but I think it will. But I don't necessarily think this high come up with it. It might create its in this area high this week, but January 22, so which is higher than it is now. But I'll have to wait and see on that. We'll see if this price structure can be worth taking a trade, the highest probability trade, but I still have to wait a bit for that one. A Kiwi CAD trends really well. It's just way back down, bearish below the moving average. There's a limits here. Yeah, we'll most likely we'll probably head into this zone, break it lower for one level, which is the range, 50 pips. So nothing too crazy happening with that pair. Kiwi Swiss back up a little bit today, but some resistance. This 4-hour candle setting a little area here, so it's good. I want it to be lower. I am in this trade. I want it to hit its full range of 3 level down here marked. So that's what I have for the Swiss. I mean, you're welcome to take a trade now if you wanted. Pretty aggressive, but I mean, I would probably wait for candle close. It is aggressive, but it's not a bad trade. So I would wait for this 4-hour candle to close. You do have this 54 level, so your price loves whole numbers. Over here you can see price broke below this 54 level, rejection, comes tight. You can see all this bullish momentum right to this level. Now you can see this candle hits this area on the 4-hour, is rejecting actually, I think I'm and target this 53 level. So that is Kiwi Swiss. Kiwi Yen, not as strong as Aussie Yen, obviously. Don't see a lot of bullet in this to buy it or to think that it's going to normal bullish trend like the other yen pairs. So Kiwi Yen, I would just wait till you see. I mean, maybe if it breaks this area, then I would consider price trend up and look for long positions, but that'll probably, I mean, that's gonna take a bit. That'll be at least if not this month. So probably nothing happening this pair. Kiwi dollar, so see price came up today, is rejecting, so it wants to head lower. Makes sense because US dollar is getting stronger, it is retracing. Looked at earlier, it is getting weaker across all the other pairs. Was in this, it hit its area resist up here, and now it's way back down and going to most likely target its 50 pips. So that's Kiwi dollar. Oil, I'm waiting for this oil. Probably could get in. Lots of wicks, 4-hour. It's creating its own little. So this is actually a good trade. I would take. Banking on a few things. So previous area, resistance broke, came back in, big bearish momentum out of it, comes back into this zone, big bearish engulfing out of this zone. Then you have this bullish engulfing candle, you right back up to this zone. Then you get this one, it's a huge. It's the $77 left about. Doesn't like it. Seems that it can't even break $26. Rejection. And now price seems to be below it. We'll see what this does, but I would say if oil break, you could enter this sell now, or I'm going to, because I want to see price. You can see it rejection, but pushing higher, but barely. Like, you know, it wants to go down, but it's just taking its. And with New York opening soon, I still think sell off. There could be a bunch of bullish one first. If price comes this zone, I mean, definitely sell it. If it comes above $76, sell it. Or if price momentum comes in and pushes this down to like 75, then I think the bears are enough. I'm going to watch this as well. I think oil's going to respect the moving average perfect. You got this big bearish candle out of this zone, and then you have price come into this zone and, you know, basically almost touch the top of this zone, completely rejected on the day. So that shows that nobody wants to pay over $76 a barrel for. I like that. Oh man, this UK 100 unreal. I'm still in this trade. It's not marked out, but my entry's somewhere, so I'm hedged, and thankfully it's in this zone now. Hopefully some bearish momentum comes back in this index and I can get out of it, but this is a signet area, so hopefully the bearish comes back in. I'm really surprised this did this. I'm really going to question if I ever trade this again, just based on this situation. It's not like financially I'm okay, but I think there's just so much. I think this index disrespected bad that I might have to just never touch it again. I might have to just put my money in other things. I usually don't trade this, but it was such a nice setup. Like it broke this structure here. Like if we replace like, it's a good learning lesson. Based on this, is this not the perfect setup? Honestly, like rejected, came up, busted, rejecting it now, right? So like this is the trade I took based on last textbook perfect trade all of a sudden. And then it gets even better. Like you look at this and you're like, wow, like that's perfect. I would enter this trade all day. Even better. Oh my god, like how many more confirmations? It doesn't get better than that. You get this candle, which I mean isn't crazy. Like it's bullish, but it's not completely massive, and I mean it's still kind of in this zone. Like extended the zone just a little bit, it would still be in it. What? I mean, I should have closed this. I kind of just missed. Like I would have closed it, but I just missed the close. Like, and by the time that it was so far out, like it was so much against me. I don't know where I got my hedging, but I decided just to hedge it instead of taking this massive loss. I just hedged it. So I'll hedge my way out of it now. But what is worse as of today? Yeah, weird position and now with this index, but I think I'll be just fine. Just I guess, like I did not expect this to do this. I would have never taken this trade, obviously gonna do this, or I thought I was gonna do it. So hedge my way out, and that's part of trading, is you just kind of go with the flow. You can only do so much, you can only control so much, be disciplined entries and your exits. But yeah, completely blindsided by this. I missed a proper stop, just lost a little bit of money like right here, but then all of a sudden Canada was just completely missed my stop, so I had to hedge it, just dealing with it. S&P 500 is in a zone here now, so I'm going to watch because this is a very zone. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 very closely correlated, but the S&P 500 is based on the top 500 companies in the US, and the NASDAQ is mostly tech, so there is a difference there. And I don't think the S&P will go up as high as the NASDAQ will. The NASDAQ might go up another level of resistance where it was higher, like these highs, the previous all-time highs, but the S&P 500 might not. This might be its end zone, so we'll just wait this out and see. It closes still at 1 day and 9 hours left on the window, but we can see all these previously candles back in 2022, so good chance that price doesn't get above this zone. It's found its top. USD CAD. Again, not trading this pair because the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, and just gaining strength at the same time. The dollar is retracing, Canadian dollar is retracing. So when it comes down to this pair, there's just not going to be movement in it, I don't think, for me. So there's no significant levels. It's flat and ugly. Okay, so this is good. So USD Swiss pushing back up, rejected the zone this entire week. It's rejected. Now there's some bullish one coming out of it, so this is probably, I think it's a safe bet to say that it is retracing. There's nothing really in the way. There's previous areas of distance in here, so there's a good chance that this makes its way all the way back up to at least probably about the 88 level here. So I don't want to trade this because it is counter trend, and I am bearish on my other Swiss trades. So it's conflict of interest, kind of, sort of. So I'm not going to buy this, but I do think it is actually a good buy, or very well could be. I think it'll be especially for next week. For next week, I think this will be a nice, consistent buy. Probably make 200 pips. If you get in on it early next week, you let the rest of this week kind of just settle out and let it build its support, and then buy it early next week and target 200 pips. I might actually do it, but right now I'm not doing it. But that I will mark be worth. Yeah, USD yen, same thing, right? It's probably going to slow and steady. It found its race back up. Most likely had higher than this, but the first target is 6. This retracement, just based on this monthly leg. So this was the monthly move. Now it's retracing. Very, very confident for price to do this. And then, especially with the US dollar gaining its strength back, this all correlates properly. I do like this. You could buy this now. There's not really a perfect entry. You just have to go with the flow, buy it now, ride it, and will most likely be up next week. There's news coming out in 5 minutes. Actually, these streams are all good. So silver is about to hit this major zone here that I have marked, a $25.50 mark. Might consider shorting it up top once it gets into this zone more. 25.5 level. We'll just have to see. I'm gonna wait for that. Nothing right now though on silver. Ooh, gold is in. So this is a good story. Gold, it's got its bullish one, comes down, rejects this zone, finds its support, massive bullish candle out of it, back into this previous zone, sells off a little bit on the day. Next day, can't do any. Today, pushes up through it, reject it. So the only thing to do with this, so I mean, because the US dollar is gaining strength, it is retracing, it's going to tend to push gold down. That variable, but then also I do think, gold is still bullish all the way above the moving edge. You got this whole bullish leg. It looks like it wants to head to its full range for the month with $2,020. So I do think this is going to end on, but I would have to wait for a price to come down to like this area. In this zone, I would probably just hit a full zone. So this is a 4-hour zone. and I would have to see price coming into it about 1975, and then if it rejects in this 4-hour zone, consider buying it. Based on, like, if this candle closed today, obviously this candle, no way I would buy it, but because there's 8.5 hours left for this candle to close, I think if price dips into this area and finds some buyers, finds some bulls in this area, I think that it can definitely push past this. It does this all the time, especially gold. Like, if price comes down into a nice supply area, it'll get bought up real quick. It's rejecting this area now, but if price comes down to here and enough bulls come in, it'll just right $20 right through. It does happen. So we're at the end. That's all of our pairs. That's all the Forex pairs we're going over today. Commodities. I'm not going to do stocks or crypto today. I'm going to go through everything, and I'll put some trade setups out. Look forward to those. Thanks for watching. Appreciate its value, and if you do find value, let me know. So comment, send me an email, something. I don't care. Just shout if you have questions. Thank you guys.